Hello everyone, this is MJ and you are at my channel called Reading This Life. My channel is where we talk fiction, friends, and fun. It's go time for the Read What You Own challenge, and I am here to give you my personal top 10 books that I'm most looking forward to reading. Stay tuned. And remember, before we get started, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it will help the algorithm, I think. All right, so we are knee deep in the Read What You Own challenge. This is Criminality's little baby, his little monster, and so many of you have just embraced it and are doing it along with us, and I love that so much. So I was sitting around and I'm like, what should I do for Tuesday? I don't know what to do. I'm going to talk about the books that I am most looking forward to reading. How's that? So I scoured my shelves a little bit and I picked the first 10 that really caught my eye. I'm sure this may change, but these are the ones that I would really love to get to sooner rather than later. So let's go through them. And it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to do a tag. I think this is going to be a tag. So when I'm done, I'm going to tag my co-hosts, and I'm also going to tag one other person that's doing the challenge that may need a little boost. Maybe you need to check out their channel. Maybe you need to check them out, right? Okay. All right. So let's do this. All right. I have them all stacked up here because if I showed you my bench right now, it's all books. It's all books. It's all books. I do those daily videos for y'all, letting you know what I'm going to be reading. They pile up because I don't put them back. Because I'm like, oh, I need to make a pile because that's my Read What You Want pile. All right. No particular order. First one is, now this. A new booktuber said this is like her favorite book of the year. That's huge. That is huge. This was in a Nightworm subscription box. And this is Let the Woods Keep Our Bodies. And this is by E.M. Roy. Woo, man. When weird things happen sometimes in the small town of Eston, Maine, it's going to be good. I'm not 100% sure what it's about. I think there might be a little cryptid action. Not sure, but it's right in line with Cryptid November, if that's the case. And this is, I like to give you the page count too. Let's see. 183 pages. 183? I think it's 183. Yeah, 183 pages. Not too shabby. Next. I picked this up when I was in Paris. It's an Ed McBain. Oh yeah, it's Ed McBain doll. Getting beaten up by beautiful women just wasn't what he was used to. A little bit of crime, a little bit of shorty. There's a lot going on. Crime and mystery, Penguin Classic. And this is 158 pages. Perfect. Snacky size. They're snacky size books. All right. Then this is a bucket list book that I want to get to. I'm going to read it next month. And my patrons over at my Patreon voted on it. So we are going to be reading Ghost Story by Peter Straub. If you've never read Ghost Story, could be a good time to hop in. It is a longer book. I get that. It's going to be one of the books that's going to like take the whole month. But I'll read this and then I'll read little nibbles underneath. Like full course meal, little nibbles underneath. That's my plan of attack at least. This is 483 pages. Ouch. Yeah, but you know, I own it. Let's read it. Let's do it. And I'd rather read it with a bunch of people, wouldn't you? So that is Ghost Story by Peter Straub. Next, some nonfiction for the nonfiction November. I have to hide the naughty bits. It's the Book of Lilith. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like growing up in a religious family. We didn't really talk too much about Lilith, but I was introduced to Lilith in my college years, and I want to know more about her. So why not read a nonfiction book by a PhD? Lilith, the long-haired she-demon of the night, flies through Sumerian, Babylonian, Assyrian, Canaanite, Persian, Hebrew, Arabic, and Teutonic mythology. It is said that Adam's original consort was Lilith, and she represents the first Eve, or the woman who tempted Adam with the apple from the tree of knowledge. Lilith is many things. She is seductress, child killer, evil energy. Lilith is also one of the essentially motherless forms of the feminine self, and arose as an embodiment of the neglected and rejected aspects of the great goddess. Lilith is Adama, that part of the self today's women need to reconnect with in order to no longer be spiritual outcasts. I just want to read it, man. Ooh, boobs. There. And this is by Barbara Black Koltuv, PhD. Next, B.R. Yeager. This is Amygdalatropolis. Amygdalatropolis is a work of brilliant neurorealism in which the city is a computer, a libidinal pornotopia voided of all... Why are there so many words like that on the back, please? It's been a long day. A libidinal pornotopia voided of all bedoting, other than the residual electronic prickling of sexual fear and auto-autistic aggression, where software and synapse flicker in an endless algorithmic loop. Norbert Wiener's apocalyptic steersman leads directly here, a psychopathological cybertopia. Say that 3 times fast. Psychopathological cybertopia. Heading straight into the lake of fire. Woo! All right. We're going to check it out. Why not? This was sent to me by a subscriber. This is Water Shall Refuse Them. Oh, let me give you the page count on Amygdalatropolis. At least I could say that. Amygdalatropolis is 153 pages, and Lilith is 122. All right, so Water Shall Refuse Them. This is by Lucie McKnight Hardy. The heat wave of 1976, following the accidental drowning of her sister, 16-year-old Nif and her family moved to a small village on the Welsh borders to escape their grief. But rural seclusion doesn't bring any relief. As her family unravels, Nif begins to put together her own form of witchcraft, collecting talismans from the sun-bleached land. That is until she meets Mally, a teen boy who takes a keen interest in her and has his own secret rites to divulge. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Reminiscent of the suspense of Shirley Jackson and soaked in the folk horror of the British Isles, Water Shall Refuse Them is an atmospheric coming-of-age novel and a thrilling debut. Really excited to read this. And this is, did I say what this is? 257 pages. Next is another B.R. Yeager, and this is Negative Space. Negative Space has 364 pages, but it's really big font and they, skip pages and stuff like that. So it's not really 365 pages. So I'll check it out. I'm not exactly sure what it's about, but it's probably a little dark. It's probably a little disturbing, and I'm here for it. Next, let's lighten the mood with Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, did you know it was based on the book? I bet you did. This is by Cameron Crowe. Look how cute he was and how young he was here. He has like Keanu vibes. See? Yep. He's got Keanu vibes right there. This is 252 pages, and this is all about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. A true story. And the lady I bought this book from went to the school. And I don't know what school. I think I bought it from a girl in Ohio. A lady in Ohio. I'm not sure. But I'm really excited to read this. I want to go down memory lane, right? Going down memory lane like that is like the fountain of youth. All right, then we have one of my favorite indie authors is David Irons, and this is Nightwaves. And this is about sirens, mermaids that may be a little predatory in the south coast of England. So I am here for it. And models are involved. So I'm always here for a model fashion story, 100%. Oh, while drilling out at sea, the ill-fated crew of a rig have released something old, something that's been waiting to return to the surface, a hive of sea sirens, creatures that need human hosts to survive and human faces to lure people to their demise. Kristen Costello is a model from East London. Bored of her vacuous existence, she leaves her old life of excess behind and moves to Brighton with her cousin Simone. After a random attack one night under a pier, Kristen becomes the object of one of the creature's obsessions. Psychically linked by its scratch, she becomes a beacon for its desire to use her body as its own and be the face they need. It just sounds really, really good. And I love the 80s. It gives me weird science vibes. Okay, then there's a lot of dark and creepy stuff in here. I'm sorry, but that's what I like to read sometimes. Next, it's David Cronenberg, the director. He wrote a book called Consumed, and guess what it's about? It's about cannibalism. I read a cannibalism book last year, Tender as the Flesh, so why not read this around Thanksgiving and make it the same, right? I mean, it fits, right? Come on. All right. So yeah, David Cronenberg. When I was in high school, I had a crush on him. Yeah. I probably still do. I'd have to see him in person, though, you know, see if he aged like a fine wine. Cronenberg's first novel is so good, he should ditch his day job. Naomi and Nathan are lovers and competitors who encounter each other only in airport, hotels, and browser windows. Nomadic freelancers in pursuit of sensation and depravity in the social media age. Naomi sets out to investigate the death of a Marxist philosopher and sexual libertine found mutilated, and so begins a wild story that features cannibalism in 3D printing, North Korea, and sex of every kind. This sounds just like David Cronenberg. And this is... When was this published? They make it sound like it just got published. 2014. This was from 2014. It must have been his first book in 2014. And this is 358 pages, but it's kind of big print, so, you know, and I'm sure it'll go fast. And I know Gareth and Celeste, we're going to read this, right? Let's read it this month. It's supposed to be a buddy read. And the last one is by Nick Cave, and I got this last month on Whatnot, and this is The Death of Bunny Monroe. Look at the cover. It's beautiful. I have a crush on Nick Cave. I like Nick Cave. I like darkness in people. I can't help it. But this picture, is he doing Movember? Is he in the Movember crew? Roy, is that what yours is going to look like? So this is... I'm not sure if this is Nick Cave's first book or not. Set adrift by his wife's suicide and struggling to keep a grip on reality, Bunny Monroe does the only thing he can think of with his young son in tow. He hits the road to his son waiting patiently in the car while his father peddles beauty wares and quickies to lonely housewives in the south of England. Bunny is a hero larger than life, but Bunny himself, haunted by what might be his wife's ghost, seems only dimly aware of his son's existence. It's a bizarre trip, and I am here for it. And this is 278 pages. 278 pages. So that is my physical TBR, physical books that I want to read during the Read What You Own challenge. Now, this isn't a tag, but it is a tag. So since BookTube is all lit up with the Read What You Own, hashtag Read What You Own challenge, use it, go MJ. I'm going to tag Criminali. I'm going to tag Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, and I'm going to tag Crystal. And I want you three to do videos to show me what your top 10 books that you are most looking forward to reading. What are they going to be? It's a toughie, but don't just keep yourself to little thin ones. Show me the ones that you really want to conquer. All right? Okay. And I'm going to shout out a smaller booktuber that is doing the challenge. And I'm going to shout out Bookstalgic. Bookstalgic is kind of new. She's only been on maybe for like a month or so, but her content is awesome. You are going to love it. And she is doing the challenge. So check out Bookstalgic's channel. I'll link it in the description box. All right, everyone, that's it here for me. I got to get some reading done. I hope you're all doing well. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I will see you in my next video, whether that be sooner or later. So until next time, everyone, goodbye for now. Happy